All right, good evening. I would like to call the meeting of the Elk Grove Unified School Board of Education to order at 5 p.m. and announce that the board will meet in closed session to address items 1 through 4 on the agenda. I would like to know if there are any public comment on closed item sessions.
There are not.
All right, then I would like to close public comment and we will recess into closed session. Thank you. Wait a minute. All right, good evening. I would like to call the meeting to order at, well, I don't have a computer on, at 6:10 p.m. The board met in closed session and no action was taken. Good evening and welcome to Elk Grove Unified School District's board meeting. Instead of using the Zoom platform, we'll be using the Cosumnes Community Service District CCSD streaming service. You can access the live stream link from the district's website or directly through CCSD's website. Today's meeting is being video recorded and will be available on the district's YouTube channel. The public comment process has shifted to in-person while utilizing the temporary live stream platform. We encourage you to attend the meetings and share your feedback with the board. Your active participation is valued and contributes to the decision-making process. Public comment. During regular board meetings, the public may make public comments on items on the agenda or items not on the agenda. Requests to make public comment will be accepted for an item up until the board president introduces the item. Generally, members of the public will be given 3 minutes to address the board. If there are 15 or more comments on a specific item, the board will reduce individual comment time to 2 minutes each. If there are 30 or more comments on a specific item, the board will reduce individual comments to 1 minute each. Individuals may not defer their time to another individual speaker to increase their total speaking time. Please be mindful that district students may be watching. You are encouraged to address the board and the public in a respectful manner such that all those observing, from children to adults, are made to feel welcome, safe, and valued. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings. Persistent disruption by an individual or group shall be grounds for the board president to provide a warning and then to terminate the individual's privilege of addressing the board. I would now like to ask our student board member to read the land acknowledgement.
We acknowledge that the Elk Grove Unified School District administrative facilities and schools occupy the unceded territory of the Miwok, the original people of the skies, land, and waters where we work and learn. The Miwok have cared for these lands since time immemorial. They continue to teach their traditional knowledge that comes from and responds to the needs of the land and the people who share it. May our daily lives in work teaching, learning, leadership, and community engagement support the evolving vision of the Miwok for their community and these lands. May we strive to acknowledge the past for their betterment of our future generations. May we look to our tribal partners, the Wilton Rancheria, the descendants of the original people of this land, to assist with the successful education of our community.
Thank you. And now I would like to call Ms. Erin Seymour and her family up for the Pledge of Allegiance, as well as Principal Carrie Mitchell. Yes, you read first. And before you start the pledge, we have a few kind words to read to you.
Robert J. McGarvey Elementary is honored to recognize Miss Erin Seymour as our education partner. Miss Seymour and her husband, Mr. Mike Seymour, have been involved parents for over a dozen years. The oldest Seymour children were part of the OGs, the original Griffins, enrolled in 2017. Ashlyn joined McGarvey in 6th grade as part of the very first promoting class and recently graduated from Pleasant Grove High School. Madeline is now a junior at Pleasant Grove, while Caitlin is an 8th grader at Albione Middle School. Brooklyn and Jonathan are current McGarvey students in 6th and 1st grades. Miss Seymour has served as the site coordinator for Safe Routes to School for many years. She was part of the team who collaborated with the city of Rancho Cordova on a crosswalk placement and traffic flow for the school. Mrs. Seymour believes exercise is a great way to start the day and encourages the students to be active and safe on their way to school. As the PFO board member, she works with the 50 Corridor in Anatolia to organize events like Active for Me, the annual free bike tune-up, a Saturday morning community bike ride to Dutch Bros, walk and roll to school day, and bike and walk to school day. The Seymours frequently volunteer with activities such as cross-country, track, and chaperoning overnight field trips. It is indeed an honor to celebrate Miss Erin Seymour for her continued support and partnership with the Robert J. McGarvey Elementary community.
And now, if you would like to lead our pledge.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute and pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate your help. Okay, and now I'd like to invite Mr. Ross to come up for Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
Good evening, Board President Jamerson, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. I'm here tonight to request the board to adopt Resolution 9 recognizing September as National Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, although suicide prevention is important to address year-round. Suicide Prevention Awareness Month is a dedicated time for us all to work together to reduce stigma, encourage help seeking, connect individuals with suicidal ideation to services, and reduce the impact of suicide on our families and friends. Suicide is a preventable health problem, yet the Center for Disease Control reports suicide is the 10th leading cause of death among adults in the United States and the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 24. The overall suicide rate in the United States has increased 35% since 1999. The stigma associated with mental health works against suicide prevention by discouraging persons at risk for suicide from seeking life-saving help. By recognizing Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, the district is shedding a light on this highly taboo and stigmatized topic. EGUSD is dedicated to educating and encouraging students, staff, and families to recognize the warning signs of suicide and to guide those in need of appropriate services and support. While the district has communicated the importance of suicide awareness in the EGUSD Parent and Student Handbook, through school messages, on our ID cards, this resolution memorializes the district's intent to further amplify the importance of suicide awareness and build an annual public awareness campaign on the support and services available to our students and families. I respectfully ask the board to adopt this resolution. Thank you.
Ms. Chaitis Espinosa, do we have any blue cards on this item?
Madam President, there are no blue cards on this item.
I would then like to call for a motion to approve Resolution Number 9, recognizing September 24th as Suicide Prevention Month.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Chaitis Espinosa, seconded by Ms. Albiani. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, Ms. Jennifer Avey for Constitution Day.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. I'm here tonight to ask the Board of Education to adopt Resolution Number 11 to designate September 17th, 2024 as Constitution Day. September 17th, 2024 will be the 237th anniversary of the formation and signing of the Constitution of the United States of America. The finalizing of the Constitution had taken place after months of deliberation and discussion. It would be many more months before the Constitution was ratified by the states. In March 1789, the Constitution was declared to be in effect by the first U.S. Congress. In 2004, Congress created a federal holiday, Constitution Day, designated to be September 17th. In May 2005, the U.S. Department of Education stipulated that all schools that receive federal monies must hold an educational program pertaining to the United States Constitution on September 17th of each year. In support of this resolution and in recognition of Constitution Day, the Curriculum and Professional Learning Department will provide school sites with information and resources for observing Constitution Day at their sites.
Thank you. Ms. Chavez-Espinosa, do we have any blue cards on this item?
We have no blue cards on this item.
And then I would like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 11, designating September 17th, 2024 as Constitution Day.
Second, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Ms. Albiani and seconded by Ms. Chavez-Espinosa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
And you get to stay here and talk to us about citizenship and civic learning.
My second resolution tonight is asking the board to adopt and approve resolution number 10, citizenship and civic learning. It is the goal of the Elk Grove Unified School District to prepare all of our students for success in college, career, and civic life. Schools are a critical place for students to develop the civic knowledge, skills, and values that are needed to effectively participate in our democracy. Students who engage in the community and participate in civic action gain knowledge about school, local and global issues, and are prepared to succeed in college, career, and life. 12th grade students in Elk Grove Unified School District will be eligible to earn the California State Seal of Civic Engagement on their diploma when meeting the civic engagement requirements. And that information has been shared with all of our site leaders.
Thank you. Ms. Chavez-Espinosa, do we have any blue cards on this item?
There are no blue cards, Madam President.
I would then like to, oh, sorry. Yes, Mr. Perez.
Testing. There you go. Doing my homework again. I just found out this past week regarding our school district. This is the first year that we participated in this program regarding this certification process, the State Seal of Civic Engagement. And I'm not too pleased with the results. We're the lowest high school or district within the Sacramento area. We only gave 13 of those last year. And Folsom Cordova Unified, 500. Natomas Unified, 95. Sacramento Unified, 77. San Juan Unified, 75. So my question is, how much time and energy and staff are we putting into this particular State Seal of Civic Engagement certificate process?
So to give you like specific numbers, I can't
Yes, on
give you-
staff-wise,
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
can't provide, I'd have to look into that, to look at staff at each individual school site. We do have a program specialist who recently took a new job, but who did all of the work that prepared our district to be able to participate. So a lot of it is a communication process and building awareness with our students. And so anytime we start a new endeavor, a new initiative, it takes a little time to pick up with students. I'd say the communication piece is an ongoing piece we're doing with secondary education. But we do have it like a rich history in Elk Grove with students really liking that ability to be honored at graduation for participation and with the different cords that they earn. So I see those numbers improving greatly.
Right, very good. Because of the fact that, apparently this is another thing you can put on your resume, your college application, and a variety of other job resume, I imagine, too. So it's very important to me, and I'm pretty sure my fellow board members, that we improve these numbers and that we put more time and energy in this project because, this is democracy. And it's very important that we do this year, especially because we get these students out there. It's election year, national elections, state elections, county elections, and city elections. So I can see that as a big project for our current students in school. And it's my understanding this from freshmen or what grade level? Okay,
They earn it in 12th grade.
12, no, well, I think you could start, I think 9th, 10th, 11th.
You can start in ninth
Yeah.
grade, but you actually earn the cord in recognition when you're in 12th grade.
Okay, right, okay. Okay, transcript totals, okay. Total seals per LEA. So excuse me, let me make a correction here. Total seals per LEA, we had 26. Okay, not the 13. Diploma totals, total seals, okay, I don't know what that means. I'm still learning. So, that's it. This is 22, 23 data sets I've seen, and it was the first year I noticed that, we participated in this program, and the reason why these other schools are a little bit better than us, they started 2 years ahead of us. So.
And we'll continue working on the numbers. Students are doing great work out there. It's a matter of
yes, I
doing
know
the
that for a
necessary
fact.
work to be recognized.
But yet, I think they need to be recognized. What about the website? Is there an actual website in this whole process?
I can't speak to that. I would say no, not a website, but there's information about it. So
Okay.
not specific to that
Because I did see
particular.
good examples of other school districts' websites, and they're pretty informative.
Great, we'll look into that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. So now I would like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 10, citizenship and civic learning.
I'd like to move the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Mr. Yang and seconded by Ms. Chavez Espinosa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to public comment. Ms. Chavez Espinosa, do we have any blue cards for items not on the agenda?
Madam President, we do not have any blue cards for items not on the agenda.
Okay. Thank you. I would then like to move to the consent agenda. Do we have any blue cards for this item?
No, we do not, Madam President. I think we may have a hand, though.
Okay.
I like to pull number 15, 19, 20, and 21.
Okay.
I move we pass the consent agenda minus items number 15, 19, 20, and 21.
Second, Madam President.
All those in favor of approving the consent agenda minus items 15, 19, 20, and 21, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Pettis?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Sue Hubbard and staff for Agriculture Career Technical Education SETM grant funding application. They're very successful on that, applying for that monies. And for 24-25 school year, Elk Grove High School qualified for $52,000. Florence High School qualified for $40,000. Pleasant Grove High School qualified for $17,000, and Sheldon $15,000. So very good. We're agricultural, rural program. Community and urban. So keep up the good work. Number 19 is Corey Jones, I guess. Will be answering something, I guess. I go through this really quick. I'm concerned about the evaluation of this project where it's a renewal, review, and approval contract. So I would like to see the evaluation of this particular contract renewal. Number 20 is the Head Start, no cost extension, Head Start budget modifications. Again, it's very important that we have this issue here today because the staff positions went unfilled for portions of the school year. It's very important to me that these schools and sites are filled with Head Start employees. It's a very effective program, very good outcomes for our students of our community. And number 21, that's another Head Start non-federal share waiver for 23-24. Evaluation, I like to see an evaluations of the last couple of school years. I have the last one, but I like to look at if this is an ongoing issue regarding Head Start, the positions, and if it is, we need to sit down and do something about this, fellow board members. And what else here? Oh, yes, I have an issue regarding home base. I'm not familiar with home base. Any of our fellow board members know what is home base?
Which item are you discussing?
The last one.
Okay.
The last one. I saw that home base. We fund home base, but I'm not familiar with a home base. Can anybody tell me, my fellow board members, what they mean by home base? Any staff?
Where does that appear?
In one of these, in the contract language, most likely.
So item 21 only has a
And
waiver
what do you call it? Oh, 20.
20 or 21, you know where it is?
Oh, hold on, yeah.
I believe home-based programs are the ones that are actually in people's homes that are
Right.
qualified, so we wouldn't have the home-based programs. We have classroom-based programs.
Right, so, but yet, it's within the budget, I looked at the budget then, I noticed there was home base, and we spent quite a bit of money for home-based programs, and I was wondering, that was new to me, so I thought I'd ask that question.
The way I read that is that we're earning the money in the Head Start classroom, not in the home-based. The NA on the, it's item 21 in the attachment.
Yes, it's the second page on the
Yeah,
bottom there,
page 2 on
correct.
the bottom.
Yeah, so Head Start classrooms and / home-based programs. I'd like to get more information regarding that, please. That's it.
Thank you. I would then like to call for a motion to approve items 15, 19, 20, and 21 on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Albiani and seconded by Mr. Yang. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, bargaining units. Are there any bargaining units who wish to address the board? Good evening.
Good evening. I just wanted to share with you guys that we had an opportunity to go to San Jose last week for the annual conference, and there were over 1,700 delegates from the state present. They raised over $102,000 for the humanitarian fund. So all CSEA employees, should there be a crisis or an emergency, are eligible for that. And the Para-Educator Conference had 1,200 participants across the state. So we wanted to share that information with you guys.
Excellent, that's great news.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, now Mr. Riley, come on up.
Good evening, President Jamerson, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos. Pursuant to Government Code Section 3547, the following process is required for negotiations between a bargaining unit and the district. The union's initial proposal is officially presented at a public meeting of the governing board for public notice, and a public hearing is conducted to receive public input regarding the union's initial proposal. CSEA's initial proposal is attached. It is recommended that after the closure of the public hearing, the board take action to officially receive CSEA's initial proposal. And this is a re-sunshining, if you will. They made a change to their proposal, and so we're bringing it up again for receiving it. The Board of Education is asked to open a public hearing and receive comments on the California School Employees Association and its Elk Grove Chapter number 831 CSEA initial proposal to Elk Grove Unified School District, EGUSD, for the 24-25 contract reopener, and close the public hearing after listening to comments.
Thank you very much. I would then like to open the public hearing and ask Ms. Chavez Espinosa if there are any blue cards related to this item.
There are no blue cards related to this item, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Then I would now like to close public hearing and call for a motion to officially receive CSEA's initial proposal.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Albiani and seconded by Mr. Yang. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Dr. Coates.
All right. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos, staff, and community. Here tonight to ask the board to consider an energy service agreement. This will be going into a public hearing, but to give a little bit of context, our staff, as many of you know, have been working hard to help us meet our 2028 compliance requirements of becoming zero emissions or near zero emissions. We do that through electric vehicle infrastructure, and this contract through government code, let me get the right code here, 4217.12 does require us to post a couple weeks in advance, have a public hearing. What this would do is allow us to replace nearly obsolete infrastructure for our charging stations, for electric buses. We've been applying for different grants and received about $800,000. The movement into this energy agreement would basically give us the reimbursement of the vehicles, plus allow some cost savings once that infrastructure is in place. With that, I'll leave it to you for the public hearing.
Thank you very much. I would now like to open the public hearing and ask Ms. Chavez Espinosa if we have any blue cards related to this item.
Madam President, there are no blue cards related to this item.
I would then like to close public hearing and call for a motion. Oh, yes.
Is there also incentives for staff to purchase these vehicles, or just this is mainly for the buses?
This is for buses and for infrastructure for the charging stations. That is, technology has changed really quickly.
Right.
It allows us to charge quicker than what we currently charge.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Sorry.
I just want to thank staff for securing over $800,000 in grant funds. When we discussed the facilities master plan and a future bond, questions were raised about kind of contingency plans. What else are we doing? This is a great example of all of the other things that the staff is constantly trying to do to secure additional resources. So I just wanted to call that out.
Yes.
Yeah, I also want to second what Nancy said. I just wanted to also ask, our current situation, do we have any charging station for EV for the general staff? And if we don't, are we going to,
Pursue that?
I would say, add more stations in the future? Any plans?
There are a few charging stations around, but it is a more complex conversation about staff using district-generated energy to charge their personal vehicles. So, not at this time.
Okay, thank you.
So, fiscal impact of this particular thing, like you mentioned, I like to see, again, I brought the issue up, solar power panels on top of our buildings and school sites. And so where these buses are located, is there a possibility that we could talk to SMUD regarding solar panels up there to recharge? Because they're going to charge us, right?
We already have a solar shares agreement that the board approved with SMUD, so we actually can't add additional solar generation because we have the solar shares agreement with SMUD at this time. So that was an agreement we did.
It was a few years ago. It's a 20-year
19.
agreement.
20?
It holds our rates flat, and we would do that for new construction.
So when is 20 years up and no way to amend it?
It's really a good deal in the long term for us, so we don't really want to amend that. They are working on getting us some reports that we can analyze and see how our use is, that flat rate is paying off.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Electricity rates go up every year, and we locked in a rate for 20 years.
Yeah.
Great, beautiful. I want to get it free, though.
All right. I would then now like to close public hearing and call for a motion to adopt resolution number 15, making necessary findings, approving the procurement and installation of electric vehicle charging equipment, and approving an agreement with Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District for the provision of grant funding for the project.
I'd like to move the motion.
Moved by Ms. Chaitis Espinosa.
Second by Sean.
Seconded by Mr. Yang. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
It's under an hour. All right. All right. All right. Dr. Coates. Elk Grove Unified School District Community Facilities District 2024-2025 tax report and second reading of ordinance number 1.
Great. Well, thank you so much. As mentioned in the title, this is the second reading of our Community Facilities District 2024-2025 tax report. Tonight, we're just asking for the board to consider approving the current report. We did the public hearing at the last board meeting, and we will leave it with that.
All right. Ms. Chaitis Espinosa, do we have any blue cards for this item?
There are no blue cards for this item, Madam Chair.
I would then like to call for a motion to adopt ordinance number 1 and direct administration to deliver the tax report to the Sacramento County Auditor's Office.
Second, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Ms. Albiani and seconded by Ms. Chaitis Espinosa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Hoffman, do we have a superintendent report?
I'll be very quick. Just a reminder, the rest of the kids are coming. Obviously, we know our year-round schools are up and running, but the rest of them are on their way. I had the opportunity to hang out with the site staff for our secondary schools this morning. Great energy, a great deal of work with the secondary ed and the team to make sure we were ready to go. And we'll be doing that with our elementary folks on Friday. So very excited to get the rest of the school year kicked off. So now summer is officially over.
We are shopping for school supplies as we speak. Excellent. Do we have any other board reports, official board business? All right. Then I would like to adjourn this meeting at 6:41 p.m.